All right, we are back with another edition of Keeping Up with Southside Athletics, and at this time we're joined by head coach Justin Bowen and Jovi Marble of the varsity team who just come off an area championship win. Guys and lady, how are you guys doing today?
Doing good. Excited to talk again.
Coach, get a...
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
There we go. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Coach, let's start with you. You know, when you got here, we've talked about this 100 times, the expectations you had in your head and the thoughts you had in your head of where this program could be with a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication and a lot of sacrifice and free time. You guys have accomplished back-to-back area championships now. Talk about that and what that means not only to this program but this community as well.
Yeah, I think it's really special, you know, to be able to especially not just win it one year but be able to go back-to-back and, you know, also go 10-0 in the area. You know, I think we've pretty much dominated our area the last 2 years, and you know, just proud of our girls. You know, just their work ethic. You know, I say that all the time, but it's true. You know, they just work so dang hard and put so much time into their shot and just the different phases of their game that they play. So it's great to be able to get some satisfaction from all the hard work that they put in by being a champion.
Now, when you look at the things you've accomplished on the court, obviously it's very, very good, but also off the court, these young ladies have got better people. They're, you know, you guys do stuff in the community. Talk about the growth of these young ladies off the court and what you've seen with your own two eyes. Yeah,
I was talking about that. We had a meeting before we came up here. It's just, you know, a lot of them, you know, we have some of them like Jovi and others that are, you know, just outgoing in general, but a lot of them just coming out of their shell. You know, we have so many other little, you know, girls, you know, not just this year, but last year too, that, you know, it just seems like in a year's time, they just come out of their shell so much, you know, and they grow as a player, but they also just grow as a person and more personable. And, you know, so that's been a really fun part of this job, is getting to see them do that and just see them grow. And, you know, like I said, just be more outgoing. So it's pretty neat.
Now, this young lady sitting to your left and our right means a lot to this program. When I say program, I mean programs, because she's a part of almost every athletic venture there is here at Southside. But she's a leader on the court, on the field, wherever you want. She's looked at as a leader. She may not score the most points. You know, she may not have the highest batting average, but she's in there leading the girls, and she is a very, very good athlete that gets a lot of good things done. Yeah. Talk about what she means to not just your team, but the Southside women's athletics in general.
Yeah, I think Jovi brings a competitive drive that not a lot of other people bring, you know, not just to basketball, but to everything she plays. I think she's just a competitor. She's not scared to go against the best player from every team. She wants to guard the best player. You know, she plays unbelievable defense, and just plays and practices and works, you know, really, really hard. So I think the things that she brings to this school is, you know, invaluable. You know, I think when she is gone next year, you know, that'll be a hit that this school takes, just from the mindset that she brings every time she plays a game.
Coach, we need to bottle up what Jovi does into a bottle and sell it at GNC or something. You think we could do that?
Yeah, we'd make a lot of money.
We could. Before we let her talk, another question. You know, during this run here, you obviously have to have what you just mentioned: toughness, defense. She's obviously leading the brigade in that, wanting to guard the best player. That's a mindset that a lot of teams don't have no more. It's a lost art form in modern day basketball. Talk about how special it is to have that, not only in her, but others here at Southside.
Yeah, you know, specifically talking about our basketball team, I mean, we could name several people that, you know, kind of embody that same type of mindset. You know, I know that another girl that sticks out to me is Sarah Kate Yancey. You know, when Jovi has to come out of the game, you know, she goes right and starts, you know, she'll guard the best player, and she doesn't miss a beat. Or when both of those people are on the floor, you know, it's tough to score, which is why we've held, you know, people under 25 so many times. And then you have Mallory Brooks, Bailey Houston, Leah Lewis. Like, those are all really good defenders in girls basketball, you know, in any classification. They're fast, they're quick, they have, you know, good technique and, you know, communication and all the things that you want, those girls have. And then, you have other girls on our team that kind of do the same thing in their own roles. Grace Ann, she's known more for her offensive stuff, but man, she plays such good defense. And we have a lot of girls. Like I said, I can sit here and name every girl, which is why I think we play such good defense. But we have a lot of players that have sold out this year to doing that.
Absolutely. Jovi, when you hear Coach talk about you in those terms, as you being a leader, you being wanting to guard the best player, being a special part of every program here, what does that mean to you to hear some of your coaches, and I'm sure he's just echoing what your other coaches think about you as well?
I mean, I take it as a huge compliment. I mean, I've always been pushed to do my best, and especially by him. He pushes me every single day at practice and stuff. So, it's just good to see the outcome of the game that we always win and stuff.
I remember when Coach Bowen first took the job, you stuck out to him first day or two at practice. I talked to him that evening, and he talked about how you were coachable, how you went 100 miles an hour. You went hardcore and you played defense. You wanted to play defense. Those are things that coaches look for first and foremost. He's seen that immediately in you. So obviously it had been instilled in you earlier on. Have you always had that mentality when you took the court?
I mean, pretty much. Defense has always been my thing, and no matter what sport. I mean, I'm a libero, I'm a shortstop, and I'm a point guard. And I think I'm leading our team in steals right now.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy stat. I think she's like plus 65 in the turnover to steal ratio. So, for example, like let's say she has 100 steals, she's only turned the ball over like 40 times. So, I mean, that's invaluable.
That is invaluable.
Yeah.
I think I'm like 6 away from 100 now.
From 100 steals, yeah.
Those three positions you just mentioned, point guard, libero, obviously those are positions, leader positions on teams, obviously. Shortstop obviously is. But when you're thought of here at Southside amongst your peers, they think of you as a leader and somebody really tough that the girls rally behind. Now, it's one thing to hear that from your coaches, but to hear that from your teammates, how does that make you feel?
I mean, I don't really think it's just me. Like, we have a great program in every sport, and all of our girls, I love every single one of them. They always push to do their best, so it's not just me, it's everybody.
Now, it's not easy playing here at Southside, though. You guys train hard, but you also play hard. So, I mean, those two, you don't just show up on game day and go out there and play tough defense or whatever, but you guys do it in the weight room. Talk about that, son. Talk about some of the off-the-court stuff that you just do with Coach Bowen, for example, lifting, running, just the things that you guys do that's not normal, not everywhere, that people don't do it.
Well, we lifted, I think, 3 days a week, every morning,
Yeah.
Monday, Wednesday, sometimes Friday, 6 a.m. workouts. And then, like, I was always in a different sport, but I know they did a lot of stuff during athletics and stuff that has impacted a lot with our game, like Grace Ann and Layla being out there. And, I mean, just...
You don't know. That's cool. Hey, let me ask you a question. With you playing all three major sports, you don't have any time off.
No.
How do you manage your time? And in between sports, do you take a single day off, or do you go right into the next practice?
It's really just right into the next practice. I think we might have 1 day off, but that's
I
it.
think last year we got beat in the Elite Eight, and they were like the next day they went and watched softball or something.
Yeah.
Softball game. Right?
Wow.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So what do you do on your off time because obviously you have to get your rest, you have to eat clean, either that or your energy level would be depleted. How do you do that? How do you manage those times?
Well, I mean, when we're not in the gym, I'm try to get as much sleep as I can, but hang out with my friends still. Like, me and Madison go to church every single Sunday. It's just, I've just gotten into the habit of doing it every single day, so I'm just kind of used to it now.
Last year, you guys went to the sub-regionals and won, then went down to Jacksonville and won again versus the 5A state championship team. This year, you're looking to do that and more. What's it going to take from not only you, but your teammates to make that dream come a reality?
Gosh, there's a lot of people that don't want it to happen for us. So, I mean, I think it's just going to take us and our own team and what we can do on the court. Know that there's a lot of people that don't want it to happen for us, but we want to make it happen, so we're going to do it.
Absolutely. We'll talk back to Coach Bowen, and then we'll shut it down. Appreciate you coming on with us there, Jovi. Coach, same kind of question I asked her. You know what's at stake, what's at hand right here. Now you're legitimately in a win or go home situation from here on out. So this truly is the playoffs now. Talk about the mindset heading into this all-important sub-regional game.
Yeah, I think at the beginning of the year, we kind of created that Bet on Us slogan, and that's what we run out to on our shirts and everything. And I think we're about to lean into that. I think that we're about to focus on the people that's in our circle. We're going to lean on each other, and I think that's all we need. We're going to, I think we're going to take it personal every time we get on the floor. I think that they have something to prove. I think that there's still some respect to be earned a little bit, and I think that I think we're going to play with a little chip on our shoulder, whether that's whether warranted or not. I think we're going to use that. But I think that they're fired up. Man, we won the area championship. Was it last night or whatever? And there's like nobody cheered. It was like nobody was excited or anything. We shook hands and I was like, hey, y'all just won the area championship. The same thing, the county championship. I turned around and like, hey, y'all just won the county championship. Like, let's get fired up. And everybody just kind of smiles and shrugs or whatever. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like this, you need to enjoy this. And they're like, we got bigger things in mind, coach. So it's, like I said, the newspaper is I wish they would enjoy it, because winning is tough. You're not going to have every year like this, but they are so determined to reach their goals that they've set out for at the beginning of the year, that they know that this is just another step on the ladder. So I think we're focused. I think we're locked in. I think we're ready to go. We just hope that we're playing good basketball. You never know. You might have an off night, but regardless of whatever happens, we just hope that we play well enough to help us move on to the next day.
Getting a single win is difficult, but getting a position where you guys are is extremely difficult. But I've seen teams that predominantly win have those reactions like you just mentioned. I've seen Coker and them win sub-regionals, regional games, and they just kind of walk around. But what they're really getting excited for is they want a shot at that blue map. And when you get your team thinking with that mindset, though, that's hard to achieve since you guys are still there. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Just final thoughts, and also on the final thoughts before we close this thing down. What's the preparation of this week going to look like? I'm sure it's going to be very similar, but it may be a little different.
Yeah, so it's a little, I guess you'd say a blessing, because we played last night, so we have a couple of days to kind of prepare for the game on Friday. But as of now, we're about to practice. We don't know who we're going to play yet. It's either going to be between one or the other. So, our coaches really not knowing to them. I mean, we've been watching film of, the three teams that we thought would come out of that area. We've been watching them all year and taking notes all year. So we kind of have a game plan already. But with today not knowing who we're going to play, we're going to kind of work a little bit of both and kind of work on ourselves and things that we know we're going to need to be good at when we play those games. And then tomorrow we'll lock in directly on who we're going to have on Friday. And, that's something that we talked about a couple of days ago. Was I think at a point we got to where we were thinking too far ahead. And I was like, I think we're going to end up tripping up if we don't focus on the next thing in front of us. So we've kind of locked into, hey, let's just start worrying about the next thing ahead. And then if it gets there and we're in a state championship game, then so be it.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, because you can. I've seen you. Very rarely does the best team win in basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens, but very rarely because of what you just said.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you guys moving forward. Is it Saturday night?
Friday at 6.
Friday at 6. Okay, Friday at 6. Coach, appreciate you guys sitting in with us. Jovi as well, and we'll be back here very soon. All right, we're back with another edition of Keeping Up with Southside Athletics. And we're here with Coach Holderfield with a bunch of senior members of his basketball team. And I'll let these gentlemen introduce themselves at this time.
My name is Coben Guest.
Caden McMichael.
Brady Robinson.
We can start right back here. You guys being the senior members of this team, you're in your last area tournament. First of all, the question I always like to ask seniors is, did you think this day would ever come? Because I remember I played with Coach. He was there my senior night, and I never thought that day was going to come. But then when it finally got here, your last area tournament, your last everything. So you're in your last area tournament now. Did you think this day would ever come?
No, it's crazy how fast it goes.
How's it been so far for you your senior year?
It's been pretty good. I had a couple setbacks with injuries and all, but other than that, it's been good.
Gotcha. Same kind of question for you. Just senior year in general.
Yeah, I mean, it flies by. I mean, you don't really realize it's here till it's really here and it's over.
That's right. No doubt.
Yeah, we've had a good year. We're looking to be area champs tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, I would say there's been a lot of ups and downs, and a lot of downs pretty recently too. But with the chance to go back-to-back area champs for the first time in school history, it's pretty exciting.
Coach, this senior group, what have they meant to this program? You've had these guys all the way through now. You know these guys inside and out. They know you. They've been to battle with you. You've had your ups, your downs. But just talk about what these seniors mean to your program.
What's been on my heart with this group of guys, we've talked about it a countless amount of times, is just the amount of adversity they've gone through from an injury standpoint. And you've got one of them sitting here with you with Reed. He tore his ACL in the summer and missed probably our first, maybe 7 or 8 games. And then fractured his foot mid-season and missed about 4 weeks there, so about another, 5 or 6 games there. And just a couple other guys with Gage and Scotty also being hurt. It's been hard for these guys because you grow up with a group of guys and you build dreams with those guys and you have times with those guys and you just think that you're all always going to be together, And then you get to it and those guys go through injuries and it kind of reshapes your outlook for things. I've been really proud of how these guys have really kind of embraced our younger guys because they're playing with a bunch of younger guys that they haven't ever played with much. They're good. I think they're friends off the court pretty well, but they just hadn't played with them much. And so I think they've really embraced being around those guys and tried to be good influences on them and be leaders for them. And so I'm really proud of them from that respect. But it's been an emotional year for these guys, and I'm just proud of how they've handled it.
I'm going to ask each one of you, including Coach, the same question. What have you guys learned from this year? This has been, before the season even started, it was like catastrophic injuries, not just regular injuries, catastrophic injuries. But what have you learned and what have you grown from this year, starting with Coach, and then you can pass it down?
I've learned how resilient kids can be.
Especially in modern times.
Yeah, we live in a day and time where the expectation of gratification is like instant. Like if you work, then you want to see instant results. And there's so much more attention to things nowadays where, we know everything that's going on because we're posting it all on social media and there's so many more formats where these kids are getting exposure and they're being seen. And when they go through struggles, it's hard to hide in those struggles. They have to kind of face them head on. And I've just learned how resilient kids can be. Like there hadn't been a single day we've had this year that these guys hadn't competed their tails off. There hadn't been a single day they hadn't been great teammates. There hadn't been a single day that they haven't believed in what we could accomplish. And for us to have gone through what we've gone through this year and still sitting here tonight playing for an area championship is pretty impressive. Chance to play the playoffs
absolutely.
on Saturday is a very impressive thing, and we fully believe in our chances for what we can do tonight. So just how resilient and how tough-minded they've been, the hearts that they have. These guys have very strong hearts, and just proud of them for that. So that's what I've learned.
I would say I've learned a lot of maturity and leadership because before the football guys came back, I was the only senior that was playing and doing anything because Reed was still hurt. So, going through that and basically having to be the only one, that a lot of those kids to look up to, I feel like there's a lot of maturity in that, and I feel like it's made me grow a lot, more as just like a person more than just a basketball player. So, that's what I would say.
Yeah, I've learned that, nothing else really matters but the attitude of the people in the room because, nobody's going to give us a chance when Gage and Scotty go down. That would have been 2 of our best players probably, and nobody really gave us a chance after that, but this group's going to keep fighting.
Just to not take things for granted, nothing's promised to you. And so it's just helped me kind of learn how to, just soak everything in and just take it all for, what it is.
Now, you guys have been in the leadership role, like the coach said earlier, and the way you helped build a program into something special is guys like you that's in this position up here helps those guys under them and they learn and things like that. What are some of the things that you think this younger group's taken away from you guys as seniors?
I would say just they've always been a group that's played hard and won and want to win, but just their will to win and how bad they want it. I think that's a big thing to it.
Absolutely.
I would say probably competitive drive. Because there would be times in middle school we engage people like that. We'd be fighting in middle school practice. We just always wanted to win, like he said. I feel like they took that from us.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna kind of back off of what Caden said because I mean, especially like once you go down like our middle school, JV, ninth grade, like all of those teams, those are really competitive teams that are always really good every year, and I feel like we're the people who have to lay the foundation for it because they're the ones who want to be us someday, and I feel like if we don't set a good example for them, then maybe they won't be as good as they can be in the future.
No doubt. Coach, same kind of question for you, but you've seen it from a coaching standpoint. What do you think this younger group's taking away from these guys, obviously having to battle through adversities out of this world, but other things that you've seen?
I see it from a pretty personal lens because one of those younger guys, two of those younger guys are my sons. So I see it from a very personal lens. When you come up from middle school, you're kind of awkward and you want to be cool and you want to be popular and how open our guys are. And now I'm starting to see our juniors open up to our younger guys just to let them ride to the football games with them. They go out to eat at Bub's after practice, hanging out like that, embracing the younger guys and not hazing them or treating them bad or those sort of things, just kind of embracing them and being around them and building friendships early on, I think is invaluable. I think so much of everything rests on what your locker room is like, and this is a bunch of guys that they always seem like they're having fun in the locker room. They're laughing and cutting up and talking to each other, and I see them. It's never just the same two group of kids together like cliques. They're kind of bouncing around each other. So that to me is special. I think just the friendship and the camaraderie that is such a tight-knit senior class. You've seen that with the injuries, like how close they are together and how they all rally around each other. That tight-knit, I think, has really rubbed off on the younger guys a lot.
Coach, we've seen some crazy things out of this group of guys over the last 3-4 years, buzzer beaters, just all kind of wildness. I mean, these guys they've done all kind of stuff. What's some of your favorite memories from this group of guys?
Last year was special. It'd be hard for me not to tear up talking about last year because we went through a lot of adversity last year and then had a kid, Reed's older brother Tanner, that has been just a faithful, committed, work his tail off kid to make a shot to win an area championship. To me, it kind of honored his faithfulness and his commitment, his work ethic. We're a program that, we've only been to the playoffs 13 times in school history. We've only won 5 area championships in school history. So like our success is there, our program over the history success is there, but it's kind of inconsistent. These guys are chasing consistency. They want Southside basketball to be special. And so it's been enjoyable to watch that, about these guys just really, we put them through a tough schedule and we step foot on a lot of floors where, it's difficult and it's hard, but these guys just embrace that and they buy into that. And that's just been the special part for me to have a vision for what I want this to be and to have a group of kids that take that on and chase it it means a lot to me.
Absolutely. Same question for you guys. Some of the best memories, takeaways from all of your years here at Southside.
Okay, well, I mean, there's a lot of them, but I would say since I actually got cut from the team my 7th grade year, so I mean,
It generally makes people better though.
I know, and a lot of people would like roll over in that kind of situation and just never play. It kind of made me want to quit too, but I played with coaches like 12U team that year, and made it next year, and I've worked all the way up to where I am now. So, I mean, I would say that's probably my favorite memory, and kind of the first one, too.
Nice.
One of mine would be my sophomore year, just learning from the seniors, learning how to lead, and all that. I feel like that's helped me more, just thinking back to how they were this year. And then another one's got to be Tanner's shot last year.
That was incredible.
We kind of struggled all year. Tanner kind of struggled all year, and then just hit that shot. It just capped the season off.
Absolutely.
I would have to say what Caden and Coach said with the shot, because I've kind of like personally experienced because I'm at home with him, and I know everything he's been through and how much he works and how much he loves basketball, and so I wouldn't for him to hit that shot, I wouldn't give anything up for him not to hit that. It was just an amazing moment.
Behind the scenes, how was he after that shot? Could you talk to him for the next few hours?
Yeah, he was just very emotional and very just in awe of it all. I think he found it was kind of it was kind of like firsthand, like God's plan for him, like unraveling and kind of rewarding him for like how hard he works and how like there wasn't a day he would change attitude and not play hard. And it's just a cool moment.
I think what Coach said, his work was
Yeah.
gratified and it showed results.
He's
and
like one of the hardest working kids I
flash
know.
like that.
Yeah.
That's good. Right here, and we're going to kick it back to Coach, and then I'll let you guys get out of here because you guys got a game tonight and you don't want to talk to me all day. By the time this video comes out, you'll probably had already played this game, unless Josh is at home right now and gets busy. But you guys are playing for another area championship, and Coach mentioned it. You know, you guys have a shot at back-to-back, and that's very special here. He's talking about consistency. This would stamp a super consistent, stamp of approval, in my opinion, of something really consistent to win this back-to-back. What's it going to take out of you guys to get this done, you think?
Just all being together, just all believing we can win and knowing we can do it, which we all do believe we can.
Absolutely.
So that's what I think.
Like he said, just coming together, celebrating each other's success, limiting fouls and points in the paint.
Caden liked the hair, by the way. Letting it grow a little bit. I'm digging it.
But I mean, I would say biggest key is just, I mean, it's just wanting it more. You know, Alexandria, they're a good team. They've got good players, but you know, the thing is, if you want it more than them, then you know, sky's the limit. Because I'll say last year we did. You know, I felt like they kind of overlooked it a little bit, especially in the first half last year. And you know, I feel like we need to maybe not have them overlook again, but just just to want it more than they do, and just, as Coach likes to say, have a little more dog in them.
So I like that, actually.
I just think we're a bunch of guys that play with a lot of heart. I do. I think they're a bunch of guys that just, they give everything that they have, and that's all we need. Like, who they are is good enough. They just need to be the best versions of themselves. Who they are is good enough. I know they're going to fight. I know they care. I know they want it badly. You know, obviously need a couple of breaks, a few shots to go in, but you know, I believe so much in our guys. I think who we are is enough.
Coach, before we shut it down, you know, I've seen your schedule, your non-area schedule. So you've played teams. This ain't gonna be nothing like shocking to you. You know, the environment, anything. You know, I watched you play at Plainview a couple of weeks ago. So with that being said, you know, you guys are tested already, battle tested through the county championship, this area tournament so far. Do you think it comes down to execution? Because I think the grit will be there.
You know, from a basketball standpoint, it's a great environment, and they're very supportive of their teams. You know, they have the student section right on the floor, so it's a neat environment the way their gym's set up. So we need to handle the environment, the emotion of things. I felt like that rattled us a little bit last time, but we've been in a lot of those this year. Like we've kind of put these guys through the fire, and so they're not going to face anything they haven't seen before from an environment or a competitive standpoint. So more than anything else, it just comes down, I think, to simple stuff. Do we sprint back in transition? Do we box out? You know, do we not turn the ball over? Can we keep them off the free throw line? I think if we do those things, we're going to have a really good chance.
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys, and appreciate you guys, you seniors, sitting in with us. And that's going to do it for this episode of Keeping Up with Southside Athletics. Thank you, guys.